All right, how you guys doing? Today we are in another flip house in Tacoma. This is actually a client's house, so we won't be doing a full-blown video series on this, but we will definitely be doing a before and after. Let me just, I came here to just basically let the client know certain things that would need to be done versus not being done, things that we can kind of pass on and not pass on, and things that in this local, Seattle, Tacoma area market, what buyers are looking for. Inspections are being more pickier. So I just came through just to let her know about certain things that they're calling this out on inspections and whatnot. Let's get it done while everything's open. So just a little bit about the house. The house is about 1,000 square feet. You enter through here, living room. This will be the kitchen area. Back here will be the washer dryers / mudroom. That is the back door that goes out there. You come through here. Bedroom 1, which I believe is the master because it's the biggest. This will be the bathroom. And this will be the bedroom 2. And then these stairs are kind of not the best to walk on right now. So that'll be third bedroom upstairs. Now, usually third bedrooms don't be counted if it's a loft area. But this bedroom, this actually had a door on it and it goes upstairs. So certain houses do, certain houses do. Tacoma's real weird. Literally, there's a house that I have listed currently that it's the exact same layout and the county counts it as a third bedroom. This one, it doesn't. But nonetheless, it is a third bedroom. It's just depending on how the city looks at it. But either way, it's a 3-bedroom with 1,000 square feet. Another thing that you want to look at is, so what I was telling the client was, let's start off with, was the galvanized steel. So all inspectors are looking at all this galvanized steel. So you can see that PEX pipe coming through, the red one. And then you have a galvanized steel. So all this galvanized steel has got to be taken out so that we cannot see it, which is most important. So right through here, you can see that there's a red PEX and a blue PEX. We want from the street, the cast iron steel that comes from the street, converted straight to PEX, and all galvanized steel must be taken out of the house. That is very, very important, including the crawl space, because when they do inspections, they're getting pickier. In a hot market, what we would do is just, cut the galvanized steel right there, put a shark bite, PEX it up through the sink so it looks like PEX, but even they would crawl into the crawl space and they would see galvanized steel connected to PEX with a shark bite, and they wouldn't say anything because it was such a, such a hot market that it's like, hey, some of it's PEX, some of it's not. It should be all right. Another thing is, this is black PVC pipe. You want to replace all galvanized steel drains with the black PVC pipe, especially if everything's open like this. Why not? Another thing is the electrical. You want the black. The black is the hot, the white is the neutral. You have the copper wire. Please do not have aluminum. Replace it with copper. And then you want every single outlet grounded all the way to the front. Another thing, all of these knob and tubes. So clearly you can see the 14 gauge wire that they're putting in. They're putting in a brand new electrical panel. So they have all 14 gauge wires. So this is all knob and tube. All of this needs to be taken out. It is not sufficient enough to cut the wires at the knob and tube and say, hey, it's no longer in use. We should be good to go. No, these knob and tubes, you need to cut the wires. You need to unscrew this, take this out. It needs to be all taken out. Even in the crawl space, it all needs to be gone. That was a couple of things that we had mentioned, gutters. But yeah, this was just a quick video for people to understand that electrical outlets grounded is very important, because they point that out in basically every inspection now. Before, we got away with it for 2 or 3 years, and they did mention it in the report, but now these are things that where buyers will walk. Another thing is crawl space clean out is very, very important. Even if there's a vapor barrier down there, you want to replace the vapor barrier. You want to make sure that if there's any knob and tube, all of it is taken out and replaced with 14 gauge new electrical, so that's fresh, 100% PEX down there. As you can see, we're well prepared for the PEX, so we are getting it all wired up. We also have all the drain pipes for the black PVC. All that is good to go. So those things, you know, are important. Heating, roofing. I mean, roofing, you just put on a roof, brand new roof, and hope that the inspector, you know, whatever needs to be fixed, you call the roofer back, because he usually gives you a warranty on the roof. So that's very important. Everything else is just cosmetic, drywall, paint, floors. I mean, all that stuff, not so much. I thought it would be a great video to shoot with all these wires, everything exposed, so you can know from the gate what all these windows are going to be replaced, so that you can know from the gate what you need. And every outlet's got to be, you know, grounded. The electrical panel's got to have like a little ground bar where they ground every wire before it goes to the circuit breaker. Very, very important. You know, some flips, they do that. Some flips, if they see a newer panel, they don't gut it down to this far. They leave certain drywall up, retexture, paint, flooring, call it a day. But in this one, you're going to have to go straight through the, you know, straight down to it, and make sure that you do it the right way. So, yeah, I'll probably shoot you guys an after when we list the, and if I have some videos in between. But I just wanted to point out the electrical, the PEX, these things are being called out. And just cutting galvanized steel right here, just see, this is galvanized steel that goes the cold and hot. Just cutting the galvanized steel right here, putting a shark bite on it, and making it look like PEX, but it's really not. All this galvanized steel needs to be removed. Galvanized steel, I honestly have no issue with it. I think after, you know, a certain amount of years, it kind of gets clogged up. I think galvanized steel drains are a bad idea, but for the water, it's actually not that bad. But nonetheless, neither here nor there, people want PEX throughout everything. So, and if they see any form of that in the crawl space that's not cleaned out, if they see, you know, outlets not being grounded, they think a fire risk or this or that or whatever. Having copper instead of aluminum is very, very important. That's why, and then simple things like things that I wouldn't even care about, because this is going to be drywalled up. So these are going to be, you know, discontinued. So you're just going to cut those wires off. There's no power to them. It's not a big deal. But they still say it's a hazard. You need to take those out. And you don't want to inspector seeing any knob and tube anywhere. So yeah, so that's the video. Just a quick, you know, tips update for you, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, bye.